Down on my knees, plagued by the subconscious disease, caught in the turbulence of my constant grief, afraid of what's beneath. Pick it up, we'll piece it back together just enough to shelter from this weather. If we break this down, questions really, do you wanna make it out or not? If we break this down, will you make it work with what you got? No room to breathe. All thoughts and prayers, no relief. I'm running scared, they're finally closing in on me. I knew they would eventually. Pick it up, we'll piece it back together just enough to shelter from this weather. If we break this down, questions really, do you wanna make it out or not? If we break this down, will you make it work with what you got? Quit living life down on your knees. There's sickness in your dreams. Everybody deals in grief. There's nothing hidden underneath. Just take a breath and no relief. Quit running scared, they'll get you eventually. If we break this down, questions really, do you wanna make it out or not? If we break this down, will you make it work with what you got? If we break this down, if we break this down, when we break this down, will we make it work with what we got?
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Thursday Night Slam. It is CRW action time. We are just a couple of days away from Super Show 7, and man, do we have a go-home show for you guys tonight. First off, we are going to be kicking off the night with an awesome interview that I had so lucky to have this opportunity to talk with Steve and Casey from Belvedere. So I hope you guys enjoy the interview as much as I had fun doing it with them. But regardless, here it goes. So why don't we just go right into it? Here, we're going to start off with one of 4 parts of our interview with Belvedere, and then you guys will be blown away with the matches tonight. Absolutely blown away. So without further ado, let's get to it. Welcome everyone, and welcome Steve, welcome Casey. How you guys doing today?
Good. How are you?
Great.
Fantastic.
Awesome. Well, thanks a lot for joining. Thanks for taking the time out of your day to do this with me today. But so let's not do much small talk, because I think we're going to be able to fill that up very easily. But I want to talk about this new record, man. You guys dropped that single, and it just blew my mind. It blew a lot of minds, actually, and I'm pretty sure that if you were able to take a still shot across the country, you would just see this everywhere, man.
That's encouraging. Thank you. That's encouraging.
Oh my gosh, really good. So first and foremost, was this album something that you guys had planned prior to 2021? Where did this come from? Because there was no, at least on my end, no one that I spoke to even had an inkling that there was a new record coming out.
Well, yeah, it's, this was a tough year because we had to cancel a lot of shows. And um, as the booking agent and manager, as well as a guy in the band, I'm thinking, okay, when can we fill these dates in? When can we fill these dates? And as it got more and more clear that we were going to be at this for the long haul, Casey came forward with what ended up being Good Grief Retreat. And then it started, the discussion started to move into, oh, okay, well, everybody started throwing in some ideas, and it just progressed over time. I mean, Casey made a pretty concerted effort to say, hey, like let's work on something here. And we didn't know it was going to be a full length and all that stuff, but just let's work on some new music and see where it goes. And by the summer things were kind of moving along. By the early fall they were really moving along to the point where I was talking to labels, and we started making dates, in August, September last year, and for a December recording. And we had in our mind that we wanted to have 13 or 14 songs written for it. I work better with fire under my ass, so and I think a lot of people do too. So when you have a deadline, you can work towards it. And so yeah, we kept it quiet for a reason. There's been some transition with the band. We wanted to make sure everything was good, and I'm excited that people like it.
Yeah, it was honestly, it's just that one single. It's been the talk of quite a few forums and groups since it's dropped. So I have to say, like, honestly, great job on that. And Casey, man, you did an amazing job engineering, mixing, mastering that.
Thank you so much.
That is
I appreciate
phenomenal. The sound on it is just, it's probably my favorite release to date. And
I'm really glad to hear that. We worked really hard on it. I think a lot of it was just, for me, was just motivated. Like, the reason that I brought it to the table in general to do a record and to, I threw all my songs into the pot and sort of got the ball rolling is because I felt like we lost so much momentum through no fault of our own because of, having, 80 some odd tour dates canceled just unceremoniously like that. And Steve had worked so hard on them. And everything was so tightly routed and tightly scheduled, and flights were paid for, and there was all this stuff that was like, like just a landslide of logistics that I felt like it was a really, really big hit to the band, doubly so for Steve. Like, it felt like a real brick wall. And so I was like, you know what, I want to do something that'll like keep us inspired or keep us moving forward. And it was kind of I guess a bit of an unknown quantity because, we were dealing with, a couple new members, and so it just, everything just worked better than I could have hoped. So
I've seen more live videos of you guys all playing together, and honestly, you guys are so tight together, and such, like, the energy is there, and you can see like the chemistry as well. It's really awesome. And translating that into a record, especially working from a distance, did you guys all like do this separately, like remotely, or?
No, everything was done at Echo Bass, which is my studio, except for the bass tracks. And originally they were going to be done at Echo Bass. Ryan was actually flying in to do the tracks.
Okay.
But right before we were about to start, there was a second round of lockdowns in both Ontario, where he lives, and in Alberta, where Echo Bass is. And so we just decided it was best, safest, and just generally the smartest thing to do to have him stay there. And I basically just shipped him mixes of the stereo drums. So I did all my drums, and then I did mixes of the drums, which was a little extra work, sent them to him. And then I basically coached him over Zoom, did the producer work over Zoom while he was tracking the bass. And we just had him track it DI, shipped it back to me. Then I reamped it, et cetera, et cetera. So it was a little different than, we'd anticipated, but it worked out well. But the guitars, the vocals, everything else was done at Echo Bass. So.
That's amazing.
Yeah, and it's funny because, like, not funny, but last March, April, when we were about to do those dates, we were about to go on a BC run. It was like several weeks before, and we're like, is this going to happen? Is this not going to happen? And Ryan flew out to Calgary, and we was like, should I tell him just to not bother? But we also wanted to try, we didn't know like how things were going to go. And so we had him come out, and then he ended up just jamming a bunch, and then we ended up getting him on a flight back home. And that was pretty much it until we did have another time where he came out where it was okay to jam. and we did do a bit of jamming and stuff, but a lot of stuff was just like working on parts, you know, separately. So, you know, you just kind of do what you can. And even with this recording in December, you know, Casey's got a live room and he's got a console room. So everybody's kind of going in one at a time, separate from him. And, you know, so it
in
took
general,
a while.
sessions have been weird.
Yeah, it's a tricky one. So like, you know, I've tried to keep busy with these little cameos or, you know, acoustic things with festivals, and that's been fun too. The thing I did with Mikey and his uke and Roger and Matt and all that was really fun. You know, but it's also tricky because not everybody's in the right headspace. You know, a lot of this stuff, it's not like everyone's just sitting around happy, but we're all just like so inspired. Not, you know, like this is a bummer, right? Like this is a, you know, so I think people shouldn't put the expectation on that, oh, this is your chance, you know, you can crank out 4 albums. Like, no. It's not.
It's good to stay motivated. It's good to stay creative, and it's definitely good to collaborate however you can. But let's face it, we're all punk rockers, and this is never ever going to give us the same charge as being in a room with 400 like-minded people who are, you know, putting out every ounce of energy they have. That's just a different vibe, and it just, you know, and you know, hopefully that comes back soon. So I'm really glad that people are making the best of a bad situation. That's why we did a record, because we wanted to make the best of a bad situation. But in the end, it is just that, making the best of what we've got for now. So
yeah. And with that being said, we will head off to the first match of the night. Man, this conversation with Casey and Steve was absolutely amazing. We do have a lot more coming, but we want to get to this first match as it is Lee Ferguson, drummer of Urban Spells, going up against Anthony Farina, drummer of Big Vein. So these two guys, they've been going at it on social media for the past couple of weeks now, making fun of each other's mothers, you know, the huge. Oh, Andrew, thank you for the share, sir. Exciting matchup. Actually, I heard a rumor that Lee ran a little mini marathon to get ready for this altercation tonight. So very excited to see that. How this is all gonna play out. And here he is. Oh, love you, Andrew. How is everything at the shop going? Screw the show. I want to know what's going on. How are you doing, buddy? For those of you who don't know, Andrew has an awesome comic book shop, Library Omnibus, and very easy to get there. Just get off of McGill Metro and head towards Tim Hortons, and you can smell the fresh pages of those magazines and those comic books around the corner, right next to that Timmy's. But definitely go check it out. Farina is ready for some action tonight. I am ready. Are you guys ready? Yes, I'm sure you are. That's right. Super Show is just around the corner this Sunday. As usual, that means it will be at 2 p.m. right before WWE's Fastlane. Yeah, that other promotion that goes on and does wrestling sometimes. I think we have some side bets going on this match. Legally, I can't endorse those. Legally. Lee coming out of the gate strong, tossing Farina up against the ropes, and effortless sidewalk slam, sending the flower power man home. What's that smell? It smells like McDonald's fries. Oh God. Oh, I think Farina hasn't showered since he started working at McDonald's. Oh, geez, that's distracting. Okay. Oh, and a big knee to the face. And picking, no, tossing, oh, right into that injured shoulder from last week with his matchup against Dave Rocket. Farina setting him up, double underhook powerbomb. Look at him, he's on fire. Ba-da-ba, he's loving it. An 8-match losing streak. Is that what we're at, Farina? At least you're consistent. And brings him back into the ring with a massive suplex. Guys, if you enjoyed that interview with Steve and Casey, there is a lot more. We will be filling up in between matches tonight, especially. Huge leg drop with that interview in between matches to commemorate the pre-release going on for Hindsight is the New Sixth Sense. Farina putting Lee up on top. I think he's going to go for a superplex. Oh, backing up and... Oh, shit! No! Oh my God, and he misses with that huge fall. Kick to the midsection. My gosh, tossing him into the timekeeper's area. Although we don't keep time, so I'm not exactly sure what this guy does here. Farina headed back into the ring. He's going to try to get a count-out victory. Oh, Lee is up. I don't know how he's standing after that gigantic fall. Kick to the shin. Tossing him over the top again. And, oh, another suplex in. Oh, I think Lee's extremely distracted by the smell of French fries. Into the corner. Oh, here we go. Woo, woo, woo. Kick to the face. Oh my gosh. Ferguson looks like he's in trouble. Oh, and here it is. Here it is. Rough Rider. Going in for a pin. 1, 2, 3. Wow. Farina won. Farina won. Farina won the freaking match. Oh, some people are going to be out of a couple hundos. That's right, you cheer, buddy. Look at that win. He practically took Ferguson's head off with that hit earlier. My God. Look at, he's so happy. We're all happy. This is amazing. Back to the interview.
There'll be more singles. Actually, one's coming out here in like a week, just over a week. So we have a few that we're going to roll out before the actual album release date, May 14th. So we are going to give some more looks onto the rest of the record too. So
and
you can expect
I mean, I don't want to make it a spoiler alert, but there's a few little other, Easter eggs and little bits of good stuff that we're gonna throw out at people before the record comes out. So everybody should keep their eyes and ears peeled.
Ooh, yeah, for sure. Cool. Like we didn't do 13 good grief retreats. I mean, that's no fun. But there is some songs that are in that vein, and most of the record's pretty fast actually. But there is some curveballs too. Some stuff that you might kind of go, oh, that kind of reminds me of some of their old stuff. And then there might be some stuff you might be like, oh, they haven't done that before. And I think with the next song, which is called Elephant March, that I think you'll see some different stuff, which is great. And like still a ripping song, but one that I think you'll kind of go, okay, cool, something new.
Well, I mean, like a lot of people, you know, as they progress, especially as a band, when you progress as a band, you know, your sound inevitably changes. You can't always stick to that same formula that you had on record one. Especially this is 6th record for Belvedere right now, so it's only normal that it's the sound and, you know, the flavor is gonna change a bit. You know, you got a little bit of a change of flavor going on, but I'm super stoked to hear like what curveballs you guys are going to be throwing out. But going back to the tracks that you guys said with the Easter eggs, I saw on the Thousand Island record on their post, they had the track listings with as well as the names of the features.
Yeah.
And that I really like. You have 3 awesome names on there, and including a very, very young upcoming band, you know, with Roger from Less Than Jake. Some not everyone's heard of them, but pretty good band.
A couple people have heard of them.
Yeah. These are 3 guys. These are 3 singers. I'm talking about Rody Walker, Dylan Taves, and Roger Lima that are going to be featured on this album, and they all have very unique vocal styles. How was it working with them, collaborating with them? Like, what was that like?
Well, so we were very fortunate that everybody said yes when I asked them. So, you know, I just came down to where we had 13 songs, and it was going to be a lot of me singing, and we had an opportunity to have a couple of friends on this record that I was excited to have on. So, Rody, I've known for a long time. Played shows with Protest the Hero in the early 2000s, and watched him become a phenomenal singer. We've connected actually to his other band, Mystery Weekend. We had them on some dates there a little while ago, so we'd seen them in the last few years. And Rody, I've kept in touch with. We both did that Disney comp. He did. I joke with him that we're Moana brothers because I did one song and he did You're Welcome. Did a great job of it, and so he came up right away. I thought about it, and then Roger and I had jumped on that Mikey and his uke collaboration.
Right.
And so Roger, he just said, hey, this sounds really awesome. Us and, you know, me and you singing off each other. We should keep in mind for something in the future. And I was like, funny that you say that, because I got a new record coming out, so you should sing on it. And he was totally down. And he has his own studio, Mode House, that the Les and Jake records are done at. And so he was able to do some stuff there. And we were like, hey, can you do more? Can you know, kept going back to him. And he was really gracious and very good with his time and came back and did a few things. And then Dylan, I like Dylan's voice. I book and manage Wolfric, and it was just kind of like we were almost at the mixing stage of this one song, and I was like, we need a screamer. So I called him up, and that night, and he was like, yeah, sure, I'm in, and he got into his little booth there at 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock the next morning, ripped off his parts and sent it back to us. And I think it all works out really good. It breaks things up a little bit, and it gives, I think, the fans something fun to listen to.
Oh, absolutely.
I mean, you know, working with them was from a technical standpoint was painless. I mean, we gave them mixes of the songs, rough mixes of the songs. They sang their parts and sent them over, and everything was great. So, you know, it's nice working with people who are just like, you know, who know their craft.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm endorsing A&W here. Like, it's not, I don't mean to, but I've got, my wife just brought me a wonderful iced coffee. And
okay, I was going to say
came in my favorite A&W mug that I stole 10 years ago or 15 years ago.
Yeah, it looks old school.
Yeah. Oh man, that's that must the chilled mugs, right? They always give you the chilled mug because they don't believe in using ice. Is that it?
No, that's right.
You got to be careful with those, though. I used to have like a really, really big one, a Stein, and I used to put tea in it at the beginning of every day in the studio. And then one day it just exploded because it's not tempered glass, so it's not meant for hot liquids.
Yeah.
So
tip. And one thing I should say about all these little cameos and stuff is that I don't have good technical capabilities here at my place, so I feel bad. I'm always dragging Casey in this. Casey, I know I've sang on like 8 records this year, but could you please like set aside an hour for me? I promise it'll only take 20 minutes, and it never does. And then he's always like mixing it and sending it off to people, and I just I go in blah 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 20 minutes and I leave, and then he gets stuck with the he never gets paid for it.
I wasn't going to say anything, but
now that you bring it up, Bill's in the middle.
I try to, karma's always, I'm always, thinking about karma. I'm like, I'm always going to, any chance I get, I'll bring Casey a soy latte or something like that to the studio just to sort of offset that, those extra pressures that I put on his head that he doesn't need.
Having come up like Steve, and I'm sure like you through, DIY punk stuff, you sort of, when you feel like you're actually part of a team, when everybody's actually doing stuff to make the team better, it's a lot easier to be like, okay, well, I'm going to go the extra mile, and when you're younger, you do that with everybody because you think that that's just how it's going to be. And then you find out how rare it is to actually find that. Well, I think with Steve, it's, we're a legit team, and I've known him for the better part of 30 years now, and he's the real deal.
Yeah. See, if anybody wants to know, like younger bands, always have a MacGyver in your band. You're going to have one guy that's like the idea guy that's going to drive the ship, but if you don't have somebody cleaning up your shit, you're in trouble. So this is why we have MacGyver in the studio here that takes care of all this stuff. So I just go, yeah, cool. Casey will fix it.
it's a dependable Casey, right?
Yeah.
I say be a Renaissance person within your own capabilities. Like, learn as many things as you can and sort of get a broad base of knowledge, and then sort of hone in on a few things, because there's a bunch of things that I'm really not good at, and I'm really, really, really grateful that Steve is good at them, because I'm absolutely terrible. Like I said, team, put together a good team.
And speaking of putting together a good team, we have our first of 2 qualifying matches for our Tag Team Championship match this Sunday for the Canadian Tag Team Championship, defended by the Lawless Sons, who are going to be in action later tonight. Follow-ups making their way down to the ring right now. They'll be facing off against Hangtime. Winner of this match will go into the ladder match this Sunday at Super Show 7 to see who can reach up and grab those titles, reign supreme in this ring. Risky Greg and Jamie Joe, they are ready for action. As Warren and Rick make their way down. Fuck yeah, indeed, sir. Thank you. I'd lie if I say I didn't plan that. Starting all over from Hangtime, you should definitely pick up one of those vinyls that they have available on their Bandcamp page. As usual, all bands participating in tonight's fuckery will be tagged in the show description on our Facebook page. So go check them out. Go show them some love right now tonight. Well, Hangtime's looking to start it all over as they aim to get into the title picture this Sunday and possibly towards WrestleMania in just 3 weeks, folks. Bell is off and Jamie's out of the gate like a thing that goes out of the gate really fast and fierce. Rick aims for the ref and misses viciously. Tag Team Champions. They held that title for a nice little while in 2020. They're looking to get back onto the top of the mountain with a brand new title in hand and rule the tag team division of Thursday Night Slam. Going in for a pin. Oh, but Warren is right there. Jamie didn't see him. Another huge back body drop. Onto the follow-ups. Friendly reminder, folks, you can always join us on Discord if you'd like. That's right. I'll be posting the Discord link right now. And you can just hop in and watch the show, as well as listen to some awesome music coming straight from the CRW Spotify playlist. Ruckus of Lawless Sons making sure that the challengers are all aware of what is going to go down and how difficult it will be for them to, in fact, take those titles away from them. Belly to back slam, but a reversal by Jamie Joe keeps the follow-ups in it. Kick right to the head, but Warren blocks it. Oh, Rick misses that jump kick. Greg transitioning from a German suplex into whatever the hell that was. Heading off, going up to the top rope. I think we're going to see some risky Greg action here. Jumps. Piranha. Going up on top again. This could possibly be the 630 splash. Yup. Oh, and he hit it every single bit of it. Woo, brain freeze from the popsicle. Brain freeze from the popsicle. God damn it. Fall away slam. Oh, Warren is dominating the ring right now. They are a power tag team. Hangtime is just decimating these two, the chemistry, and that's exactly why they are a power duo with their vocals. Well, I don't know what Jamie was doing there, but he definitely missed something. Oh my! He just got Tanya Harding. The Tanya Harding to end all Tanya Hardings. Jamie Joe's having a hard time getting up from that. Eats a huge elbow to the face. Action spilling out to the outside, and oh my gosh! Face buster, 3, no! A kick out at 2 and a bit. Oh, Jamie's pissed off, but... Oh, Tyler, thank you so much for the like, Tyler. Going in for pin 1. It looks like Risky Greg is just knocked out outside. He's just completely knocked out. Hangtime's got their momentum up. And there it is. Warren and Rick are going to Super Show 7. this Sunday, 2 p.m. live on YouTube and Facebook. They will be facing the Lawless Sons and quite possibly the Moröns or Radiant Moon, depending on tonight's results. But wow, let's look at this highlight reel. Just amazing action and resilience from Hangtime. Pulled everything out of it. Look at that. That right there. Downward spiral indeed. Oh, and I love you too. And as promised, guys, we are going to go back to that interview in just a couple seconds. So please stay tuned and enjoy that. We have a women's #1 contender match coming up after that.
Like, I mean, I've seen organizations and bands and musicians that are in it for, you know, remunerative purposes. I've seen them sort of fall by the wayside, and their complaints have been loud and long and strong about what they're dealing with. But like independent bands, independent venues, independent booking agents, independent labels, all the people who are doing what they do because they love it, but rather than because it's profitable, because let's face it, it's not, and it never has been. All of those people are still in it because they're resilient. They learn to be resilient by doing something difficult in the face of, you know, overwhelming odds and a lack of, you know, I guess, support or encouragement from the professional establishment, the professional music industry. I think ultimately, if you believe in what you do, then, you know, like, you're going to keep doing it regardless of how difficult it is or what the obstacles in your way are. And so on that strength alone, I think that like we'll come through it. Like we'll come through it, and we'll be playing shows on the other side of it, just like we always have, because it's who we are.
Yeah.
And, you know, we're lucky too, like playing in the punk scene, like our fans and the people, you know, that sort of, I think it's been really supportive too. You know, I don't know how I'd feel being an indie rock band that was just starting off, had no, you know, support and stuff like that. But we're lucky. Like, we have good support with the labels that we work with, but good support of the fans that, you know, when times are dire, they're the ones buying t-shirts off Bandcamp, and they're trying to do what they can. And, you know, that really shows you what kind of an awesome scene we have. You know, I've seen that. And the festivals, even though the festivals can't go on, they put on these live streaming shows because it's still great to see, you know, their favorite bands play. Now, I remember I saw like a Less Than Jake show. They did a live stream, and my wife and I just sat there and watched it like one night, and we just felt so happy after it. You know, I hadn't seen a lot. We saw the Satanic Surfers ones earlier, and that just, it was so great. It didn't feel normal, but it felt like, oh, okay, you know, that's what it's supposed to feel like. It's supposed to, you know, that's what a show feels like.
Yeah.
So, you know, yeah, we're going to put out this record in May, and hopefully within 6 to 9 months afterwards, we can play live shows and play these songs for people. And if not, it'll be 12 months. And if not, it'll be 15 months. You know, we're going to hang out and hang in there as long as we can. And we'll play as soon as we can.
We're not going to stop, and neither are all of you. I know you. I've known you for 25 or 30 years. All of the punks out there, all of the bands out there, everybody who does this, you're going to keep doing it same as we are, no matter what. And
I just say that I dropped 43 anyway, so I'm now a 43. I'm actually 44, but I'm just going to stay the same age now until we get back at this thing. I didn't lose any time at all. I'm just, you know, 43 like I was last year. So
I agree with you in a purely mental sense, but there are parts of my anatomy now at, you know, I'm going to be rounding the corner on 50 in a couple of years, and there are just some things that are like, oh God, that wasn't there before. Why is that happening now?
I never thought I'd be so good friends with Ben Gay.
yeah.
I'm a Tiger Balm man myself, but much respect for the Ben Gay.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's fair as a drummer who plays some complicated stuff. I just get to throw my guitar off, and I'm like, oh, you know, Casey, I want to get up and do a 5K run. He's like, I'm good. I'm gonna put something on this, and I'm just gonna lay low. And I get it.
I'm going to go back to the hotel room, and I'm going to take a bath with peppermint oil, like I'm like a middle-aged woman, you know, like just like, this is what I do to relax after a show now. There's no parties, there's no craziness. I go and I get into a bath and I just lay there. I read a book, you know, like it's not very rock and roll, but you know, it keeps me on stage for now, I guess. And,
I mean, what is rock and roll though, right? I mean, what,
good
10
question.
years ago, 20 years ago, like everyone's always doing that. I mean, I can't do that anymore. I love it. I wish I could. No.
I mean, how old are the Rolling Stones now? Does rock and roll include diapers? Because I mean, it's going to at some point.
I don't know, man.
But it's funny, like every decade I kind of go through this. I'm like, you know, I'll do this till I'm 30. I'll do this till I'm 40. I'll do this till I'm 50. And you know, there's some guys in bands that we play with, some bigger bands, and I've had good conversations with them where, you know, I was the 30-year-old kid and they were the 40-year-old, and they're like, you know, like, used to jump all the time, my knees can't take it anymore. And you know, you're like, yeah, that's too bad. And then now you're that guy, and I'm like, I can't jump anymore because the knees. You know, the real, you know, like I got to think about having an anti-fatigue mat in front of my microphone, you know, so when I jump, I actually have a nice sponge to it, you know.
You got to wear braces. That's the thing. I mean, lots of the older guys are wearing braces on their knees now because, you know, you can't have punk rock without some jumps, right?
Yeah.
Well, and like I saw that. Remember when we went to that Descendant show? We were on stage and we were watching. Milo had the
Camelback. He had a Camelback on. It was so great.
You know, but they're up there for an hour and a half.
Like whenever he needed it.
I was like, that's brilliant. You know, you just see him kind of taking a little like sip every once in a while. I was like, that's awesome, man. Because you know, they're not going up there for half an hour. They're playing a 2-hour set. So good on you. Be prepared, wear good shoes.
It works with his aesthetic, right? Because I mean, that's a pretty like nerdy kind of thing to do, and that's, you know, that's part of Milo's whole thing and why we all love him so much, is that he's unabashed about that. And so, like, it was a great thing to see, and it was like, man, he's just the coolest.
or like Angamar from No Fun at All. That guy wears sensible shoes. Like when we were in Calgary, Crusty, my wife, she mentioned it. She was like, that guy's got some sensible shoes on. Everybody else is wearing skate shoes, and you know they're getting shin splints and all that stuff. And this guy's just wearing really nice. They were what I can't remember what they were, but I was like, that guy knows what he's doing.
Yeah, there becomes a time where it's like, you know, let's get the Camelback and let's get those, like, you know, orthopedic shoes going on, because your feet start to hurt. But I think the real question is, what was Milo drinking in that Camelback?
Well, that wasn't for us.
We don't know. My assumption was water, but I mean, it could have been anything really.
Oh, I think we all know that it was definitely some water mixed with some Kool-Aid, mixed with some awesome juice. That's how Milo rolls. But right now, that's right. Here it is, number 1 contender match for the women's championship. That is going to go down this Sunday. Who will face Stace the Ace? A lot of rhymes with that. Sandrine the Machine of Radium Moon is going to be making her way to the ring right now. Bells off. We are on our way to Action Town. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank you again very much for tuning in tonight. Thank you for supporting the show, and thank you for following. Much love to all of you. And if you want to be entered into the contest to win one of 2 vinyls for Belvedere's next album, Hindsight is the Sixth Sense, please don't feel shy. Just go ahead and just go ahead and share and comment and like. Some of you are funny. You're sending better comments by DM message than you are on the actual chat. That's awesome. I love it. Here's Meghan of the Leftovers. Thank you, Tyler. Thank you so much. I do it because I have the support of all of you. That gets quiet in here. Wait, what? I don't get it. I'm dumb. Jimothy Russell Nuts, camel packs and sensible shoes. If that's not Bone Cross, then I don't know what is. Yep. From our YouTube page. Thank you, Jimothy Russell Nuts. The first CRW World Champion in our women's division, Valerie Knox of the Anti-Queens in Black Cat Attack. She's looking for redemption after losing that title in a hell of a grueling Elimination Chamber match. She's definitely going to have her chops cut out for her tonight because Meghan's been on a hot streak. And Sandrine, the Machine, well, we don't call her the Machine for nothing. She did eliminate 6 out of 8 people in that Battle Royal. Oh, boy, going after the knees immediately. Knox is out of the gate. Look at that. I don't think she got the memo. It's a triple threat foul, not a 2-on-1 handicap match. Just doesn't seem to matter. Okay, let's go. Belly to back slam. That'll shake you. And Meghan with a huge hit to the back. And a big boot to the face from the Machine. I believe we're gonna have to start getting some LWO shirts for the affiliates in here. Let's see what we can do about that. Oh, ref is down. And misses with that overhand. Tossing into the corner. Ref gingerly getting up. Springboard elbow to the face. Oh. Meghan gets out, but didn't duck or jump over rather that shin kick again. Going in for a pin. Val right there to break it up. Oh! And a natural selection. Over leftovers front woman. Oh, stretching her out. And Meghan breaks free. We saw Sandrine and Meghan go toe-to-toe not long ago. That was a hell of a match. We're looking at it again. Sandrine grabs that bottom rope, able to get the rope break. Clothesline. Best part about a triple threat match is that someone is inevitably always going to get double teamed, folks. You can't hide from it. Oh boy, a super kick right to the kisser. Going in for the pin. 1. Meghan breaks it up. To the rib. Now breaking that up after getting a vicious super kick right to the face out of nowhere. lobbing Meghan's face right into the Road Dogg supply mat. And a huge belly to belly slam. Oh, Meghan is looking like she could be out of it, but Sandrine is there to break it up. I think we're gonna have to get these two in a ring one-on-one at one point. Wow, you can see the intensity in their eyes and the fire is real. Going in for a pin, one, kick out. The machine is fired up. Top, she's gonna go for that huge splash. Shades of Jimmy Snuka. And a breakup by Knox. Oh, elbow to the face. Oh, super kick. One. Oh wait, Sandrine's grabbing the rope. Wait a sec. Okay, Ref didn't see it. Now wins. That super kick in the beginning could have been the end of the match. Meghan was there to break it up. That is how it's done, says Ruckus. LWO in action later tonight in a street fight up against BoneHawk. Right now, we're going to go back to the interview with Belvedere.
I know you said you don't use a double kick pedal.
I don't. Well, I don't with Belvedere. I have been in plenty of bands where I use a double kick, metal bands and bands that use like more progressive themes. I recently just helped cut a record for a progressive metal band here in Calgary. I had to use double kick all over that. With Belvedere, no, I take it off the kit.
That is crazy. That is amazing. And do you have the DNA record to prove that you actually are human though? Because I think that's the other question.
No, but I have all the records and the X-rays from the surgery that I got on my legs a couple years ago because of how I play.
Oh man. That did you have to did that take you off the sidelines for it and put you on the sidelines for a bit or? Well,
the recovery before I could actually get back on the kit was about 6 weeks, and then once I was on the kit, I was a little sluggish for a while. It's kind of an unusual thing, but yeah, I had to get surgery for a chronic condition that I have, and I think a lot of it is attributable to the extreme amount of tension that I use on my pedals and the way that I play the drums. Part of the reason I'm able to get the kind of speed and power I do is because of how I have a kick pedal set. And I'm not going to get into it because it's probably super boring for everybody else who's listening. But the basic gist of it is any other drummer who sat at my kit is like, this is bananas. How do you even play this? Like, how do you do this?
You got a bad case of BPM-itis.
BPM-itis.
I think the main thing is I came up prior to the advent of drum triggers, right? So, right. Developing a technique that was sufficiently fast with one foot, but that also had enough power required a lot more work from your fast twitch muscles. So they take a lot of that on. And I used to play in bare feet too, but I actually had to stop doing that with Belvedere because I was getting at the end of an hour-long set, my feet were all ripped up and stuff. I had to start wearing shoes.
What about socks? Grip socks. I see a couple of people do that with those grippy athletic socks.
Yeah, I don't really like playing. I actually don't like wearing socks in general. So it was bare feet or shoes. I wear socks with shoes. This is all too much information, but yeah, the basic gist of it is I had to start wearing shoes because my feet were getting all shredded up. Yeah. Especially when we're playing headline sets. If we're playing a festival set and we're playing 35 or 40 minutes, I can get through that. But as soon as it goes over 45 minutes, it's like your feet are just shredded apart. So had to move on to shoes.
Yeah. Well, I mean, this, I think also you guys did post that there's going to be playthrough videos of this record too, or is it just the one song, or?
Yeah, there'll be some stuff. Nothing's come out yet, but we're loading up some stuff here for people to share. Yeah.
Right. Yeah, because I saw that one video. That's why I brought up the drum, the Casey's drumming, because I saw that one video of Casey don't need no stinking double kick pedal. So,
yeah. I mean, that's not his. None of this is his fault. Like, none of our drummers ever had a double kick, or maybe Walter's.
Oh, you had 2 drummers that had double kick. Jay used double kick, and so did Chris. But then Graham, who is,
Graham didn't.
Graham didn't.
So we kind of got into a thing. It's a fun thing to mouth off about. So I know that like Mute has those shirts too with like the double kick and the big the no double kick, and I think it's hilarious. So
yeah,
it wasn't like he needed to have no double kick to make it in the band, but he couldn't have a double kick to make it into the band.
I mean, a lot of us talk about like what is pragmatic or what, is right, sounds right, feels right, whatever. But in the end, ultimately, a lot of it comes down to stylistic choices, aesthetic choices, how people, I mean, just a couple years ago, I bought a drum rack for the first time. And this is, a kind of a funny story because I always avoided drum racks because, there's an association with drum racks that they're kind of hokey for, metal guys and, whatever. But the truth is that my hardware case now is like 60% of the weight that it was when I was using freestands, and my kit takes up like 30% less space. So,
really?
it became kind of a pragmatic thing where it was like, this just actually kind of makes sense. And so I just sort of like powered through the feeling of like, I look like a jackass with this drum rack. Obviously I don't really get to use it. Oh, go ahead.
Particularly too, like with, even the drum thing, like, I'm like a drum rack, it's like a gun rack.
A gun rack? A gun rack. Yeah, right. I don't even own a gun, let alone many guns that would necessitate an entire rack.
It's a gun rack, so who needs the drum rack? But, but like,
that's true.
But then I think like, man, I'm not getting these ride cymbals up my back or my ass anymore, because if we're playing a small stage or we're opening up for a bigger band or something, and
you're not tripping over the tripod sticking out everywhere.
Right.
Yeah.
A drum rack.
I don't even own a drum, let alone many drums that would necessitate an entire rack.
Even toms, he's like, he likes having 2 toms, but even it's nice to have 1 tom, because that's 1 less tom you got to rent. That's 1 less tom that's in your small. We don't always have big tour buses and stuff, so like one little thing taking up room, right? So I like simple.
Now I'm back to the 2 toms now because and ultimately it's only a 10-inch drum. I mean, I could put a 10-inch drum anywhere. They're small, so
it's not the size that matters, right?
You walked right into that.
I did, didn't I?
Totally walked right into it. We have the last part coming up right after this matchup. This is going to be the last qualifier for this Sunday Super Show 7. Who will face Hangtime and Lawless Sons in the ladder match for the Canadian Tag Team titles? Radium Moon? Or will it be Calgary's the Moröns? Find out, well, right now actually. And that special announcement after that last portion of the interview, that's right. So on Sunday, we will have an 8-person battle royal, over-the-top battle royal, and it is going to feature some awesome names in there, 2 of which that you just saw. That's right, Meghan, Mayhem, and Sandrine, the Machine of Radium Moon, on that little slightly controversial win. They will be in that battle royal this Sunday. And after our main event, we will show you the entire card of all the matches coming up on Sunday for you guys to enjoy. But the winner of said Battle Royal will head off to WrestleMania to face the champion, which could be either Stacey Ace or Valerie Knox. Who knows? But there's going to be a challenger, there's going to be a champion, and there is definitely going to be a hell of a lot of action. And here they are. Straight out of Hicks City, we got JC Moröns. We have Davey Moröns. No relation. Justin Trevor Keys, thank you for liking and sharing the stream, sir. You, along with everyone else, have been entered to win one of those 2 pre-order vinyls of Belvedere's new album. Hindsight is the Sixth Sense, available May 14th through Thousand Island Records and Lockjaw Records in Europe and around the world. So, please guys, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for your chance to win one of those as well. Last chance to enter will be Sunday during Super Show 7, where one of these 2 teams have an opportunity to climb up a ladder and reach for that gold. And here we go. Oh! JC and Davey Moröns out of the gate strong after a huge win last week, taking on No Way Out. Had an opportunity to talk with the boys of Moröns. They told me that if they win tonight's match, there is no way they are not leaving Edmonton on Sunday without those titles. Brand falling down, going up the stairs again, and oh, psych! Going up to the top rope. Up off and oh, he actually aimed for Davey instead. A little double team action. Oh, distracted by it, not noticing. Toss to the outside, right in front of our announce table. Oh, head smashed right onto the ring apron. Hardest part of the gosh darn ring. JC and Brand tangling up on the inside. Oh, superplex is in the works right here. Oh my gosh, he went over Davey and Raph to complete that superplex. What an awesome maneuver. And a big stalling suplex. Karan, thank you for the like. And a moonsault. The move that got them the victory last week, going in for a pin. 1, 2, 3, no! Oh, the resilience in Raph, kicking out of that huge moonsault. Oh, Grant called it yesterday. He said that Raph was going to be hitting the flying cobra on everyone tonight. It's quite possible. Reversal. Nope, unfortunately not a pinfall anywhere. This needs to be finished off in the middle of the ring. Grant going up on top, high risk maneuver, and the risk pays off with a driving elbow right into the chest of JC Morön. Rotating face plant into the canvas. Going in for a pin. Oh, Davey makes his way in. 2, 3, no! And a kick out at 2 and a bit. I think the ref soiled himself on that one. Oh, huge slam. Davey and Grant are standing tall. And an X Factor. Oh, you might remember that from X-Pac. 1, 2, 3 Kids, 6-pack. Call them whatever the hell you want. And another big slam. Moröns have this one in the bag, it looks. Pop over Samoan drop. And a huge suplex. Oh, 3 amigos? 3? Yes. No, not 3 amigos. Suplex and a back body drop. Wild elbow. Action is flowing all over the place. Look at these guys. They want it, and they want it bad. Going in for a pin. And there he breaks it up. And the big kick. Maybe going up on top. I think he's going to try for that moonsault. No! Elbow drop right onto the back of Grant. And gets knocked out. Raph is setting up on top. Looks like Grant puts him in position. Flying Cobra off the top rope. Going down for a pin. 1, 2, 3. And Radiant Moon is going off to Super Show 7 this Sunday.
Did you ever feel like you had to feel? Did you ever know that you didn't know? Did you ever feel that look of the line that you're alone in your head? Did you have to scream when you couldn't scream? Did you break the seal when you couldn't deal? Did you ever feel that love is a line that you're alone in your head?
Great match indeed. And we are going to head off to the last part of our interview.
I can't wait for us to all get together one day, and when I can,
Amen to that.
run to the front
too.
and sing lyrics. I can't wait for that, So it's gonna be.
I can't wait to
entirely-
forget all the lyrics too. It's
That's when
been
you
a
take
while.
the mic and you go like this, right? That's when it's
Yeah.
like, oh, you sing, because I can't remember. That's what I used to
throw off
do.
that guitar. I made the mistake. Why didn't I just become a front man? Why didn't we have a second guitar player? I had to play. Now it's like technically I can't do that. I have to.
Another mouth to feed.
Yeah, that's right.
Another mouth to feed on tour.
Yeah.
When you have a box of saltines and a jar of peanut butter, that extra mouth makes a huge difference.
It's true.
Just have Dan play, like he can learn too, and then he can just strum with his feet, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
you can do that?
he'll do a Michelangelo Battio where he has the 2 necks on his guitar.
There we go.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, so that being said, guys, thanks a lot for taking the time to talk with me tonight. And Hindsight is the Sixth Sense is going to be out May 14th. You can head over to Thousand Island Records and Lockjaw Records to pre-order a copy if you haven't already. And don't forget, folks, this Sunday is going to be the last opportunity for you guys to enter the CRW contest to win one of 2 pre-orders that we're giving out. And special thanks to Vince of Thousand Island and Our Darkest Days for helping us hook that up for you guys.
That sounded like a legitimate rewind. It's you were talking about reel-to-reel tape. That's what that sounds like. Perfect.
I got very good at that doing live shows. So yeah, thanks. So yeah, that's going to be going on this Sunday. So please check that out. And we're going to be having Gob, Theo and Steven of Gob going up against Cambridge Boys, Frank Dukes for the tag team championship. So if you guys want to check that out as well, everyone's going to be tuning in for that. So that's going to be a fun one.
That sounds awesome. Tell Theo to say what's up. I'll definitely be watching. Out for our new song. Watch out for our new record.
And I hope everybody's well out there. It's been a tough year.
We'll see you guys all soon, and stay safe. Be kind to one another. Lots of love. Cheers.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you so much, Steve and Casey, for taking the time to talk with me. Honestly, that was one of the best, just not interviews, but well, not just interviews, but one of the best conversations and interviews I've ever had with you. Just awesome guys to talk to, so much to say, so much insight, and just they're just like so cool. It's just, you know, I grew up being a fan of Metal Gear since high school, so it always strikes a special place in my heart whenever I see that Calgary band release something. But right now, we have Michael Crusty, no big deal, Crusty Media, making his way to the ring. He has been definitely in the main event picture the past couple of weeks because of what's been going on with BoneHawk, but last week I believe was the last straw. And backup has arrived. Here we go. Speaking of last straw, that's right. Last week, Ruckus of Lawless Sons, the Canadian one-half Canadian Tag Team Champions, ran out to the ring to save his buddy from the onslaught that was BoneHawk after that definite botched matchup in which Matt Smith of BoneHawk did reign supreme and did win, granting him the choice of match, the stipulation for Sundays, which we are, I believe we're ready to announce that. What do you think, Nick? Well, you know what, Nick? I think, yes, we should announce that right now. All right, so Sunday, the North American Championship match will be defended as requested by champion himself in a mano-a-mano, 6 foot high. Well, it's probably higher than 6 feet. I don't really know. It's going to be a steel cage match, folks. We are getting a steel cage match, classic blue steel 80s WWE style steel cage match between North American champion Matt Smith, who we see walking down right now, and challenger Michael Crusty. Those of you tuning in, this is our main event, last match of the night. It is going to be a 3-on-3 street fight. From what we can see here, oh, the boys are not even getting out of the ring. They just want to go. All right. Let's do it. Street fight rules are in effect. What does that mean? Well, it's going to be the first one, the first team, basically, to either get pinned, submit, or knocked out. That's right. You can lose by a knockout in this matchup. First member of a team to basically succumb to this defeat will lose it for their team. Lawless Sons feeling generous. They did tell BoneHawk if they do win, well, Sunday will be a fatal four-way for the championship, and BoneHawk will be added to that championship match for the tag team, Canadian tag team gold. On the outside, looked like Cam smacked his head right on the edge of those stairs. The champ and Ruckus tangling up after that Rucky charm last week. Crusty is relentless with those steps. He's like a human Fitbit, just loading off the steps onto Cam. Couple more, buddy. You almost met your quota of the day. Oh! Scratching his back. Look at that show of respect. Tossing Crusty into the apron, but Nate eats a rib full of knees. Picking him up and a power bomb slam. The champ's back into the ring. Going after Ruckus again. Ruckus with a huge clothesline. Everyone's got their dance partner ready. Oh, Nate's got that sledgehammer. Weapons are allowed. After all, this is a street fight. And what do you find in a street fight? Absolute brutality. Crusty's edge on Cam. Boom! Down! And with a chair shot, practically through Crusty. Wow! What a hit! Oh, someone is busted and wow! Look at that. That was he just used all of Matt's weight to his advantage to get that Samoan drop, a double team effort on the 6-foot champion, the man who's dominated the North American division since winning that title last year in November, folks. Cam has a bat in hand. He's a bloody mess right now. Hits Crusty square in the face. Jose Canseco, take a seat. Smashing Ruckus' face right onto those dirty pillows. Crusty turning it around and a cannonball into the corner. Wow, the action is absolutely ridiculous, folks. As promised, our Discord chat is open. Going in for a camel clutch. Oh, looks like Nate is there. No, wait, Matt's gonna get out and sweeping of the legs. Oh, man, Crusty's up and down. BoneHawk is back in this. Farina, you won your match tonight. Congratulations, sir. I know. Oh, wait a second. Matt's on the outside. BoneHawk. Oh, torture rack. Jangman's got Nate in a torture rack. He tapped out. He freaking tapped out. right in the nick of time, Farina comes in to our chat right as Lawless Sons get that victory. Oh, it's a good night for a lot of people, but I'm telling you, Sunday is going to be an even better night, Farina. Punk Rock Mag, thank you so much for liking the stream. Much love indeed. Let's take a look at this. That torture rack, all alone in the ring. Look at Ruckus and Crusty just kept Can busy as Chan Man secured that victory for them. BoneHawk is not going to be at Super Show this weekend. And what an upset. BoneHawk's not in, Moröns are not in, everything's changing, man. Wow. Farina, I hope you had a good time tonight. I know I did. Thank you so much. Oh, thank you, sir. Well, this Sunday we are going to have a brand war, as you can see. But most importantly, here is that battle royale that I was telling you all about. As you can see right here, folks. It's going to be Sarah Beth versus Emily Bones versus Kyla K, Meghan Mayhem, Sandrine the Machine, Lynn of Bad Cop, as well as Jen Pops of the Bomb Pops. Then we have our tag team championship matchups of Gob versus Frank Dukes, and then our ladder match coming up as well. But then we go straight, yes sir, and then the women's CRW championship match as Valerie Knox gets her chance of redemption against Stacey Ace before we head off to the North American picture as Crusty and Matt Smith tangle up in a steel cage. Oh, but it doesn't end there, because Steve Douglas and Yannick the Demon King Renault will go at it hand-to-hand combat, sir. And that's all going down this Sunday. Thank you so much, everyone, for tuning in, and we will see you Sunday, 2 p.m. Cheers.